Alright, let's go to the Avian Aquarium.
Well, it's just an aviary.
Okay, before anything else, does she have bird hands?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe they're just designed.
Okay.
Those little windows
Piece
down
of
there.
fashion.
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Probably.
Oh,
And the birds
mean-
can escape too.
a rather magnificent bush.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
A rather magnificent bush.
There's a letter P carved.
I mean, there's that
Check out
butterfly.
the
Yep.
butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow. Judgmental.
I mean, it does. Bird.
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
They're bird cages. Oh, it totally is.
Mirror.
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get
Sounds like my
your
friend
hair so
Indigo.
symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Maybe the sky itself.
Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
They're bird cages.
Okay.
Oh, it totally is.
Maybe the
Painting.
journal.
Bird diagrams.
And painted.
Painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
The little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Well,
And especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
okay.
One purple bird, one yellow bird, and
One blue bird.
I would go with like a teal, maybe.
Yeah. Alright, bird lady, what you got?
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
She knows
Your
color?
hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! In that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks.
Blushes
I do what
slightly.
I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables. on it.
Like, you gotta admit, that's the way she
Coming
is.
out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
There's a lot to take in with her. Let's just... Super
She's got a
peppy
bird on her
and
head.
just...
She's got these weird wing sleeves.
Yeah. That really wouldn't work for actual hands. I think the bird is actually just a hat, I'm gonna be honest with you.
The bird's 100% a hat.
Okay, thank God.
But at the same time,
Aquarius
bird hat.
love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Ooh.
Travel. Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my
the
love?
waving things.
No matter where I go, I
I mean,
always find
those are some
something
really
to
cool things when you think
Because-
Oh
about
no,
it.
those look cool.
Oh,
She tries to fly with them around the room.
silly.
Oh,
admit,
oh,
but
I'm a
I
bird.
suppose I can't bear
But
for
at
us to
the
be
same
apart.
time, it's just like, those have got to be like a pain to deal with.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you
trying to
know?
eat
My
anything, grab
fiancé,
anything.
dear Fitz. He's
Ah.
not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find
There's
it much
feuding.
easier to stay
That
out
we
of it
didn't know.
altogether.
I mean, we haven't met the 2 people who are feuding, to be honest.
Yeah, but... And it reveals the detail.
Don't worry, we'll meet one of them by the time we're done with this session.
Oh yeah.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How
Uh-huh.
come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with
Yeah.
the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside.
Okay.
Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
Huh.
He didn't. Probably
Kinda
just a
angry about
touch
that.
of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you think.
What did you do after
Considering
that?
he's a pale-skinned Goliath.
I
Actually,
returned
everybody's
to
pale in
the
this thing,
aviary
so I shouldn't
to
ask.
feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
406.
Officially 4, but in truth, it's more like 400.
Your
Can they not
boy,
feed
your boy
themselves?
guessing.
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company, as do I.
Oh, somebody's lonely. Alright.
I mean, there's not really anyone she can relate to here besides, like, Fitz.
True. Okay, so the details we know about her that have involved her are the original detective came out of the library, one dude came running by, said leave it on your own. She came looking for him afterwards and then went up the tower, and then she and the others found the body.
Yeah.
That's all we know right now.
Yeah.
That involves her. Let's go.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Huh.
For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I
Okay.
told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could
So
see
the two of them both
the
had
door was
no
sealed.
idea what was going on.
I
knew that
guess.
something was terribly wrong.
But at the same time,
Later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there.
mm-hmm.
Fitz, too.
Yep.
Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the kind of lost, guess makes sense. That's not contradicting. Goes to the tower, no issues. Doesn't see anybody except for Buddy coming out of somebody else's room. That is strange. Him suggesting look on the tower. That is again strange. Okay.
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
Well, I mean, you almost never shut up,
I
and
do
you're very
admire her,
promiscuous,
though,
so yeah.
really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
Oof.
I said it.
Oh, don't worry, we'll see Felix in the not this session. No.
Yeah.
She's a most unsavory little...
Oh.
She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer?
Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in.
Aha,
She's his
details.
responsibility. Did you not know that?
No. Well, we
That's
finally
very
know who
good
hired
for you.
them.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning,
Okay.
and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names.
Hmm.
Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it.
I don't
For
need
my
the entire
21st
French royal
birthday,
family.
She gave me a framed painting.
Oh,
All
that's
the
lovely.
birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath.
Oh, that's
I
lovely.
can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Oh.
Sounds like you two were close.
feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her.
Nah.
But she had a way of understanding.
I mean, yeah, like, you could seem kind of bad, but that really is... That'd be a super sweet gift, and no joke.
Note something.
Hmm?
Everyone we speaking to has a very high opinion of Freya.
So they would... Yeah, that's a good point. None
Like,
of them would really
every
be like,
single-
I don't like Freya. Like, she was cool. She was nice to us.
She was probably the most well-loved person on this little island.
No, yeah, like, of this entire family, everybody was like, yo, she was... I loved her. She was a great family member. Like, I liked being around her.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
We're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh, I mean, well, you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it. Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
She likes the giant
Sounds
goth
like you
boy.
don't know
Got it.
very well.
Don't
No,
be
she likes
asking for
Batman. There you go.
your input.
Giant brooding.
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
I guess.
I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Papa
Oh.
lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair?
That's the most, like,
Started.
hateful
Wow.
thing we've
Okay,
heard so
what's the
far.
bitch feud between these two? There's a question.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait. Is that me?
What? No.
No, no,
Self-editing? Self-editing. 100% done with her shit. Slow motion. Like, 100% done with her shit. I don't know, put it bleep, I don't know, you do what you want, but literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go. You know. Because that was the face on both of them. Alright.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. They know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they
Okay.
have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one's
I'm not
which?
dealing with it.
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the
That doesn't help
best
with the
sense
colors,
of
genius.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
A crazy bird lady.
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
Hold on, I'm pausing the... I didn't pause the actual recording, I'm pausing the talk just to listen.
Oh, the music?
It's nice. And I
Yeah.
just noticed the ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry.
This
Like, if
one
you notice, it's a
was thought
slight
to be extinct
leitmotif
for a
going
long
on
time,
throughout, like, a
and
lot
was
of the
found
music.
here at Tangle
Mhm.
Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand.
Huh.
It was the last one. The
Ooh.
very last.
Oh.
Oof.
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
I mean, I'll give them that. They are kind of cool.
Yeah. Gotta enjoy an
Odd
aesthetic.
little thing, isn't
Mhm.
it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Huh.
Heyo.
Hey-oh.
Granted, I feel like this conversation would make more sense if we had actually met it.
Yeah, we'll...
Different pigs. Obscene.
Great, we got the fashionista.
Poppy's gramophone.
Mm-hmm.
She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
Someone's a bitch.
I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
Okay.
Freya doesn't take very good care of her pains, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities.
Self. Definition of bohemian. We've never looked it up. Listen, I just realized I've listened to Bohemian Rhapsody for so long, and like I've never heard it used in a sentence. The word bohemian defined.
I mean, I was going to say I have no idea what bohemian means either, but I was just tempted to just let's not print it up.
No, we're putting it on screen, so you know, I know, everybody knows.
And this juicy little number.
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
I like how Hawkshaw basically chastised us for having that.
Yeah, but here's another thing. I was so thinking she was about to say the word scandalous. I'm not gonna lie on that.
I'm sure I've read about
I'm
this
not even sure what character I've heard say scandalous in years.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's part of, like, the
Really
trope for this kind of character, but still.
It
Yeah.
wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly.
in the Poppy
Hardly the
room.
place for it.
Uh-huh.
Finally, I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Yes.
Only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no.
She threw me in the what friggin'
Quite
lake.
rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist.
Sensationalist, go.
It's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you.
Try living in it for 20 years.
Yeah.
The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that.
Okay.
No. Any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
Couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Somebody's got a harboring grudge.
I don't think the
Now,
her grudge is
right
involved with the actual inheritance. I think it's something else.
Yeah. Oh, he booty quaking it. Huh. He's an astronomer.
There is one thing in this room you can't look at until after you talk to him.
Alright, I guess we'll get that out of the way first.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The
Well, I mean-
stars. They're whispering.
You can look at everything
So
else first.
quiet, and yet so loud.
what are they whispering about? Are they
Yeah.
spreading rumors about us?
I
They talking
don't think
shit?
They concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Also, here's the thing. I thought he was
Expect
wearing
the
like a
best start
weird
by
book
telling
as
me
a
his
hat.
name.
It's his actual
You
hair.
find yourself standing
What
in
the
the
hell?
astronomy tower of one Professor
You know,
Pointer.
I don't think even some.
Seems
Like-
like this tower belongs to the
Like,
point,
look
Yes,
at his
it's-
hair.
and
It's,
the other one
It's
belongs
supposed
to
to
the
be
pillar.
his hair, but it very much looks
Observe,
like it's
my
a fucking
dear.
book.
Tangle
Yeah.
Tower is something of
Like,
a duality as it
straight as
happens.
hell.
Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only
Either
in
it's
our minds.
either it's his actual hair or he got the worst toupee.
oh yeah, he literally just got it because it fits on his head.
I like the idea more that it's just like it's
Not much
its
to say.
actual hair.
Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
Uh-huh.
A professional astronomer?
Uh-huh.
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no.
Hmm.
My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return. Nor
So you're
would I
full of shit.
expect it to.
Yeah, he's feeling a little
I
angry
am
of it.
nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Oh.
He just yells out the window, "Hey, Cosmos!"
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens.
Got it.
Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I
Okay.
didn't bother them, of
Confirms.
course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden.
Hmm.
It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a
Someone's a little
curious
salty.
tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see what that tug is. So he does confirm that he saw Penelope and Fitz. So those two were
Yes.
definitely there together. Bad part of the story, confirmed, throw it out the door.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening.
Uh-huh.
But at one point, I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She
Okay.
looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs
No,
to
no,
Fiona's
no, no. There's a
The
discrepancy
door
there.
was locked, but I could hear
There's a
shouting
timeline,
coming from
yeah.
inside.
But
Shut
then
up.
again, he might
recognized
not even
Fiona's
like
voice, as well
consider
as the
like
voice
telling
of
her
my
that
own
family
daughter.
business to be an
I
actual.
had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall.
Okay, that
Before
part's
I could ask
confirmed.
about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went
Okay.
up to Flora's tower.
All right, that
Freya
again
was
confirmed.
laying on her back,
Yeah, but
right in the
him...
middle of the room.
Okay, this is a bit
Flora and
unconfirmed.
Fitz were already there. They both looked
Yeah.
stoic as ever.
Because they said they
Felix
got there
Penny
and then he
arrived
came in
shortly
later.
after we did, and then Fiona went
No, they said that
downstairs with
Felix
Poppy for
and
some
Penelope
okay.
came in late.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took
Both,
Penelope with me, and we
Poppy
both went
and-
back to our
Mhm.
rooms in Pointer
And
Tower.
Fifi
you leave
both
so
said that
quickly?
he was waiting
Isn't there
outside
anything you
Fifi's
could have
door.
done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm
There's
quite
the
sure they
beauty
don't
bit.
need me getting in the way
Mhm.
at a time like that.
Okay. So, there is a detail there that is, quote-unquote, wrong or doesn't quite fit.
Well, the thing with Hawkshaw could just be like he didn't consider that an important part of it.
True, but Hawkshaw said, you talked shit.
Well, again, Hawkshaw did the least amount involving the actual crime.
True.
So like those events are more memorable to her, whereas Pointer did at least a decent amount of shit.
Okay, here's another thing. Penelope, or Poppy, right?
Yeah.
She said she saw him going by muttering about something. But he
yeah,
didn't
that
notice
was-
her?
Well, he probably wasn't paying attention to like her Avery, because again, he was going down the tower.
I guess you're right. Alright, let's go... Or Penny, sorry. Penny said.
Yeah, Penny.
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh no, I can
Buddy,
personally vouch
buddy,
for her innocence.
I'm a
She
detective. I don't give
never-
a shit what you think.
Well,
Everybody's a
truth
suspect
is,
until I know you didn't do
she
it.
loved Freya very
You live on
dearly.
this island.
You're a
You're a
suspect.
suspect.
If somebody
If you
else
don't
comes
mind
on the
me
island
asking,
afterwards, he's
what
fine.
happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose?
if a cop shows up in like 5 minutes,
Aurora's sister,
he's good.
Remington by birth.
Yes. I don't care. He's not on the list of
Never
suspects.
really been
Why not?
even since
Because
she
he
left.
got here like an
Where did
hour
she go?
after the murder.
Away. She went away.
Huh.
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents? Do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother.
Uh-huh.
Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
Got it.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met
Emily
her.
Everson.
She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
Murder. Got it.
Oh, either that or,
Heiress of Tangle Tower.
Hmm.
Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
Somebody's a little pissed.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Okay.
one focuses on astronomy, the other microbiology.
One on the Earth, one on the sky.
Granted, if we find a telescope or a microscope, we could just ask the two of them.
Artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Actually, there is one puzzle I want us to go back and do before we finish.
Yeah, I know.
She was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to
That could be the
inspire
final
her,
thing.
but I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
Again, nothing really negative there.
But at the same time, he just gave us information.
Yeah.
She was always wandering around the garden, so either she was restless or she was looking for something.
Yeah, like anytime they bring up like changes in our behavior, it always started a year ago.
Yeah, so she might have discovered something or learned something.
Well-
Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Sorry, go ahead with your
Penny's
thought.
your niece, is that
Well,
right?
like,
At this moment in time,
Poppy said that
she marries the
there were
gardener.
arguments between
She'll still be
Fifi
your
and
niece.
Freya
But
about,
she'll
like,
depart
just
from the world
leaving.
of the pointers and join
Maybe
the
Freya
fellows,
was looking for something to convince
like
Fifi to
rats
leave.
deserting a sinking ship.
Maybe something good, maybe something bad. Who knows?
True.
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the
Damn it, I keep
moons of
talking about myself.
Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't have time.
yeah, we do not have time. No, fuck you.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
That is a
Aw.
sad puppy dog face. Don't even lie to me.
That is literally like a dog you just kicked.
Or like a dog whose toy you took away.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
He's very harsh on the fellows.
Why do I feel like he cut out her vocal cords the way he's talking?
Evidence time.
That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then...
Did we just take the
aren't we
birdcage
all
with us?
trapped in a cage?
I think we took a picture of the birdcage.
Curious creature, isn't it?
Otherwise, we're carrying
Some
around
sort
2
of
different
amphibious
statues on him.
bipedal fishman.
Playing a trumpet?
Nobody knew it, but Grimoire was secretly ripped beneath that coat. We're carrying around a statue too.
That's a
It's
very
2
old
different
book, isn't
statues,
it?
man.
Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put.
I mean, that does make sense. Well read means people enjoy it, or somebody enjoyed it.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all.
It's pretty. And if you could grow gemstones... Dude, how cool would your house be to be decorated with gemstone fruit that you grew with your own bare hands?
Granted, at the same time, Fitz is a fellow.
I guess, but still.
So, the dude has a thing against the fella.
You know what keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well. Possessions are fleeting, my friends.
I was expecting him to say, but the stars are forever. And I was going to say, bitch, they are not. They just have an incredibly long lifespan.
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical.
There's a blood feud here of levels beyond.
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar.
Again, everybody keeps acting like it's a knife. It's not a knife. It's a well, they think it's a knife. We know it's definitely got to be a feather.
I mean, when you put blood on something, you're assuming that it's a knife.
It's not. Listen, it's not our fault the painter didn't have the right shade of red.
Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
Agreed.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to stab somebody with the brush end of a paintbrush?
Depends on how long the paintbrush has been sitting. Because if the paint has hardened, then it can actually act.
Yeah, it can be pretty tight. But if you were, if it was, that day being used to paint a very, very detailed, well-drawn, highly multicolored painting.
Depends on how pointy the handle is.
Does the handle have blood, genius?
Where
it's called
on earth did you find that?
It
in
was
the
in
time
bush
between
outside.
somebody's murder?
I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar.
I mean, there was no murder weapon at the scene of the crime.
I'd recommend you leave
The
it
only
well
weapon
alone.
with blood on it is the knife in the
poor
painting.
fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
I recommend you leave it alone.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
I mean, he is the person. He did talk about how his favorite spot
Not exactly
is by
a
where
wealth
that
of
part is.
information, is it?
So he might
That's
know
enough.
something about
I
it.
guess.
And the tower?
Yeah, 1 sec. I was just
So which
Just
one
wanted
is
something.
Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are 2 towers, right?
yeah.
Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Actually, which one are we
Either?
in right now?
Truly, I have no idea.
His.
You'd have to ask
Yeah.
Flora.
Look.
She named the house?
Well, I'll explain
The
this.
thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her
Ah.
father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade.
Oh. So, just to be clear, Poppy's mother left at least a decade ago.
Damn. Sorry, what
Alright,
were you
let's
saying?
look at the evidence real quick.
The what?
I want to look at the painting real quick. Not the painting, but the tower painting. Yeah. Okay, so which tower are we currently in?
This one.
Okay.
Telescope
at
looks like it. No, that's birdcage.
Look at the other tower.
There
What's
is
that,
another room.
Yeah.
So we were right in the fact that there was another room.
But can we access that? Anyway, we haven't looked around the tower we're currently in yet. Oh jeez.
Dropping your mic. Second here. Okay. So what's the thing we couldn't access before talking to him? The telescope?
Oh, we couldn't look at the telescope. That was the one thing we
Every
couldn't
astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to
Okay.
try.
Okay. Alright.
And it's
It's
looking
the
right
tower
at the other.
opposite this one.
Hmm.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Again, we're missing one.
Don't you think it would fall off in the wind?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's glued down.
I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, not.
Well, we know that.
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up.
That looks like to the left.
Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Huh.
really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to see who her die.
So,
Is that a
if you were
window?
looking at this during the time of the murder, you could not see Freya at all.
True.
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
Hmm.
We should check that
It's
next
so
time
dark
we're over there.
Gramophone.
I can just about see the gramophone. It's the tower opposite this one.
I don't think there's anything left to click here.
Well, what's down beneath Flora?
Trees, for some reason. Trees.
That's it.
Maybe that will change if we get to that area with the trees.
Yeah, maybe. It might.
Trees. Trees.
No, I can't click anywhere else down there. I feel like that's where the... Oh, crap.
It's the tower opposite.
I accidentally hit the Windows key. Sky?
Alright,
Can't click the sky.
I can just about see the sky behind the tower.
Okay.
I can't get the telescope to look up any higher.
Weird.
Hmm.
Isn't
Alright.
this supposed to be an astronomy telescope?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to
I
work.
can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
Very interesting.
It's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
It's also daytime.
let's look at evidence real quick.
Okay.
Look at people.
People?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so it does give us like
Yeah.
ideas of all who.
Hiree. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Wait, Richard Remington was her brother.
Yes. So he hasn't been to this place in a decade either.
Okay. Anything else you want to look at?
No, not really. Let's look around the room.
This thing.
What is it?
It's clearly some kind of large device.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Well, you're
It's
not
not
right.
wrong. It's not right.
The bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
Pretty.
It's too cloudy.
It's also daytime.
No bad.
It's tidier than my desk.
Hmm.
Oh, the notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank,
I guess.
A picture frame.
with no picture.
Hmm.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
Rude. What's in the coffee
You know,
pot?
I've
One
always
second.
wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Leave it alone for now.
It's full of tea, but it's gone cold.
Criminal.
Really, that's all you wanted to see? Jeez. Fine.
Click on it.
I would look at.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
So we're gonna adjust that. Are we supposed to make a shape?
Look at the design on the table.
Oh. So you want the shadows to match up?
Yep.
Oh god, it's gonna take a while, isn't it?
Well, figure out the position of the planets first, and then mess with the shadows.
Okay.
You
Oh, I
have
see.
to-
Okay, no, that's over there.
Yes.
There's there.
Look, we have to use this certain things. But you gotta bring one to every one of these.
Yeah, okay.
Move faster, and then just move.
Okay.
Oh. There.
Okay.
Now you gotta fix those faster.
Oh, come on, that's right.
Try the lock.
Oh.
That's the one.
You have to confirm.
Listen, I thought it was like auto unlock.
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
On a jeweled beetle. Okay. There's various notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton, composed of mineral approximately 90% identical to gold. Okay, it's almost gold. Has a lifespan of several years, fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible. This misted, okay, another one, has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those who see it. Alrighty.
So it's 90% gold.
Hmm.
And it's an animal.
So,
Let's
we found
talk.
some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower.
Who?
I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
There's something about
here's this.
astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Yes. We're here. Bust his
Well,
balls.
you can unlock those while talking to other people.
Okay, but is this, like, finding out if he
Yeah.
is...
It's essentially, you remember the challenge things from the first game?
It's the same thing?
It's basically the same thing.
Okay, but does this lock in, hey, it's you the murderer?
No.
Okay.
So, Professor,
Cracks
what
knuckles.
interests you about
It's
astronomy
just
exactly?
essentially the challenges from the first game.
Uh-huh.
It's not a matter of being interested.
Mhm.
Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I
Uh-huh.
really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Uh-huh.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have
Because there's been a
theory about you,
murder?
Professor.
Oh, go on.
Because there's a lot of suspicious things in this goddamn thing.
Uh-huh. Please tell me it doesn't, like, auto-fail, because I want to throw this one.
I don't know, I've never selected the wrong answers.
Let's give it a shot.
You discovered a meteor is heading straight for Earth.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither. I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh, go on.
Okay, alright. Well, we'll just go for the obvious
You're
one.
not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
Boob. Go with it.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah.
The world of the
About that.
fellows.
another tower.
Oh, Phoebe thought. Oh, she's in here now. Oh god, that dude is... Oh.
Don't worry, he looks better when he's not here.
Mm-hmm. Was trying to hide on top of, was actually looking at, was falling towards.
The moon was falling towards.
Do it.
I mean, okay.
Falling to... For self-reflection, no.
The moon was falling towards birds for self-reflection. No.
I had to do it. For self-reflection, because it was daytime, because somebody broke it, because Pointer saw a bird, not up at the sky.
Pointer's telescope
Again,
was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Yes.
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen. Incredibly rare. Valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around. Both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
Mm-hmm.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
The head tilt back.
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora?
Flora was.
You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I
Wait, she was lying on the floor? But from
going
what we
on.
know,
Flora
she was either
This changes
sitting
your
or
statement, doesn't
standing.
it?
No, everything I
Well,
told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the
They
reason
said
you left your tower
She
in the
was
first place.
kneeling earlier.
Right.
So that might have been her getting up.
So the earliest events are Flora was on the ground,
Yes.
and then the first people at the scene saw her kneeling.
Then they saw her standing up because she got up.
Yeah, so essentially, she was getting up when
Oh,
they
we
got
can
back.
get to that room. Cool. Okay.
Well, now that we know it exists, apparently.
True.
But we're not doing that in this video.
No.